was gangster rap,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought that you had the little piece about gangster rap was great because your just responses to the idea is gangster rap bad.
Yeah.
And what is it? What does it mean? And I think it kind of in some ways ties in with what we were talking about before about the idea of a constructed identity and how we have taken this thing that like when NWA first came out. Like you said, a lot of people say, I wasn't into rap until I heard NWA.
Sure.
And I think that there's, there were a lot of reasons for that, and for, all the good that did in drawing people in, I don't think we could ever actually have, like, an authentic NWA again.
It's funny you bring that up. It's great. Everyone's been telling me about this group, this Odd Future.
Yeah.
Odd Future,
yeah.
And how much they love this group. And I'm still kind of on the fence. And the reason why I'm on the fence is because there's this I haven't felt something this like crazy since like NWA,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, but the difference is there was a void that NWA filled. Like NWA was rooted in something. So yes, they were using this language and that language, but they were rooted in something larger. They were rooted in this struggle, this sort of class struggle, and this racial struggle. And the Odd Future stuff, it just seems more to me just sort of, it doesn't seem rooted in anything. It just seems like...
it definitely feels a lot more nihilistic.
It just seems like demonic. Like, we're just young and crazy, and this is a sign of our times. And so it's valid. I'm not saying it's not valid. I mean, it's a sign of the times. But I think that's the just in that comparison to NWA, I think that's the big difference, is that NWA came out pre-NWA. Like, there was no roadmap for it. Like, the FBI was sending them, like no one's going to send Odd Future Wolfgang a letter. Like, to be shocking and provocative, I think, is harder now. And so that's just something that's going on right now that I just been thinking a lot about. And you bringing up NWA.
No, we've been talking about that group among my friends. Like the last few, it's ever since the the Jimmy Fallon.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's and I agree that the fact that there was an NWA before that makes it I think the thing that separates them from other gangster rappers or rappers that your parents wouldn't like if you were a teenager, in terms of, is that they've thrown away a lot of the materialistic stuff. There's that's not nearly as important as just it's capturing the aggressive youthful energy.
Oh no, it's energy. No, absolutely,
and
absolutely.
The thing that I like about it is that they there's not a lot of mentions of what my chain is like.
Not at all. No, it's pure. It is pure. But then, I mean, there are some things in there that I think are worse.
Oh yeah,
I don't know about that, dude. Just what kind of hat is that? But anyway, I'm not trying to talk. I mean, everyone needs to have their moment, and I think they're. I think if people are excited again about a hip hop group, I think that's awesome.